Hey guys, welcome to Being Extra. Before I start, yes, I am wearing a Pitch Perfect 3 shirt, not because I'm a fan, but because I worked on the movie and I got a t-shirt for my hard work. So here it is, supporting the film industry. So that's why I'm wearing it, but yeah, might as well. It's a Sunday. So we are going to talk about Project Power, which released on Netflix. So this is a Netflix original movie directed by, sorry if I mispronounce the names, Henry Joost and Ariel Schumann. It stars Jamie Foxx, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Dominique Fishback. Now, I'm just gonna say it, I'm gonna put it out there. Dominique Fishback stole the show, but she is not advertised as much in the synopsis. Let me read the synopsis to you guys. A former soldier teams up with a cop to find the source behind a dangerous pill that provides temporary superpowers. Okay, first of all, a former soldier, Jamie Foxx, teams up with a cop, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And what about Dominique Fishback, Robin? She is just not mentioned in the synopsis. So he teams up more with Robin than he does with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Pretty much at the end, he teams up with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, literally in the last scene. And before I keep going, I just want to tell you guys, please subscribe. We are here on YouTube and we are on Apple Podcast or Spotify, because we also do the podcast version of this, where we interview many people who work in the film industry who've been in big movies, big TV shows, like myself. So guys, if you like the content, please subscribe. If you don't, it's cool. So guys, before we keep going, this is a spoiler. So if you have not seen the movie and you don't want it spoiled, I've warned you, go on Netflix, watch it. It's on Netflix. Everybody has Netflix now. And go watch it, then come back if you want to, enjoy this review more. Okay, so to start off with, I'm just going to say I gave this movie a 78. Pretty decent action, some funny jokes. The cinematography looked great. So the directors, they did a movie that I really enjoyed, Nerve. I liked Nerve slightly more, but it had the same look, the same feel to it. It almost felt like a neon western type of movie, but in our time. So in a way, it's futuristic, but it's set in our time, in a world we are familiar with. Because it's set in our time, same type of cars, same type of technology, except the pills, which the pill is what gives you superpowers. So initial thoughts on this movie. It looked amazing. Just from the look of it, the feel of it, it felt like a movie that first came out in theaters before it came out on Netflix. Netflix is really stepping up their game. So because Netflix is doing big movies like this, I'm really excited for Red Notice, which is going to be another Netflix original movie starring The Rock, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot. So I'm excited for that. But back to Project Power. So the first thing to know about this movie is that in a way it's a superhero movie, but to me it felt more on the X-Men side of things if we were to compare it to a movie. Not so much like, your original DC or Marvel films that are like Iron Man or, Superman, nothing like that. It felt to me more like an X-Men. I'll tell you why. Because, okay, so in the story, it's pretty much about Art, or Jamie Foxx, trying to find his daughter. And that's what the whole premise of the movie is about. And it revolves around this world where if you take a pill, that special pill, you get superpowers for 5 minutes. Now, you don't know what superpower you're going to get. You could catch on fire. You could literally freeze things. You can, have like animal style powers. You could become so hard that a bullet won't kill you, become bulletproof. Things like that. Or you could explode. You could die. It could just reject you. Your body could reject the pill, or the pill would reject your body, whichever way, and literally explode on the spot. Now, it's pretty much a risk, either you're gonna get a cool superpower, and I think that is your power for, the rest of your life with that pill, or you literally just die. So we go back to Jamie Foxx's daughter. Now, why do I have her captured? Because I believe she has superpowers. It's implied. They don't say it, but they're pretty much making the pill from his daughter. They have her captured so they can make the pill from his daughter because I think she's naturally gifted. I think she naturally has powers, and they found that out. That's why they kidnapped Jamie Foxx's or Art's daughter. And I believe that's what's happening. So kind of like an X-Men situation thing, or, they're trying to take the powers from her and, mass spread it. So that that was kind of cool. I like that it wasn't your typical superhero movie. It was just there just happened to be superpowers in the movie. I just hope for a little bit more superpower action. Now the action scenes that did show the powers, they were great. They were so good. Jamie Foxx versus Machine Gun Kelly, that was cool as hell. It was like, I guess Machine Gun Kelly turned into a Human Torch, but I feel like it burns his skin because his skin was burned in the movie, and when you see it, his skin is burned as hell. And Jamie Foxx is just like, oh shit, but he knows what he's going up against because he knows the corporation that he's going up against. So they have pretty good action scenes. Another awesome action scene is Joseph Gordon-Levitt versus, what are we gonna call him? Camouflage Man? Yeah, let's call him the Camouflage Man. So he camouflages for 5 minutes, obviously, with everything around him, surrounding him. So Joseph Gordon-Levitt's power is that he turns, I guess, hard as metal, stone, because he gets shot in the face and doesn't die, and he gets shot in the chest a couple times, and I guess that's a superpower. And then I'll get to Jamie Foxx's power in a bit. Now, Robin stole the show for me. She was in pretty much almost every other scene. She's the only one that has some like real character development because she's out in the streets dealing these pills, pretty much to save money for her mom who is sick and for her because she's an only child. Her mom's a single parent, so she's really making money for her. She's not doing it for any other reason other than making money. And Robin was my favorite character in this movie besides Jamie Foxx. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he just doesn't get much of a character arc. He's a cop that is trying to level the playing field. You know, you got all these crooks, all these delinquents, I guess how you will say, using the pill to get away with robberies, killing people, stuff like that. And Frank says, I'm just trying to level the playing field. You know, I'm not, cops getting killed left and right. These people have superpowers. And how is a cop with a gun supposed to go up against somebody with superpowers? So I like that. I like that he has to buy them. He doesn't just take them from like the evidence locker. He buys it himself, which is $500 a pill, which, holy shit, $500 a pill. Just saying. Now, one little complaint I have, and I was waiting for this the whole movie, and it's my one big complaint, is that we did not see Robin have powers. Obviously, it wasn't implied that she had powers. Her power was rapping. She could rap about anything at any given moment, which we see in a couple of scenes. The classroom, even though it wasn't in her imagination, she already thought of the whole rap, the whole rhyme, all the rhymes. When she was with Jamie Foxx at the vet's office, when she was patching him up, she just started rapping. That was really cool. But I wanted to see her get powers. I wanted to know what they were. Maybe something vocally, like she screams so loud, everything explodes, something like that. That would have been cool. But she stole the show. She was my favorite part of the whole movie. Just her wittiness, she always had an answer for everything. She was scared, but she was really tough at the same time. And I guess, how do I say this? Jamie Foxx, or Art, he saw his daughter in her, and he wanted to help her out. So, he took a liking to her, and she took a liking to him, So they helped each other out, which was really cool, really nice. I really liked that. I just want to note a quick cameo that was in the movie. Casey Neistat. He's friends with the directors. He made a video about how he worked on the movie, and it was cool. He talked about how he tries to sell the shot and literally just slams his face against the glass when he's getting knocked out by Jamie Foxx. So cool that they gave him a little cameo. He did pretty good. For an actor, and he's not an actor, he did pretty good. And I'm not an actor either, but, you can tell who's a good actor and who's not a good actor. So that was pretty cool. Now, this is set in New Orleans. They shot everything in New Orleans, which is really cool. I liked, again, coming back to cinematography, coming back to the director's style. Look back at Nerve. It's like in today's world, but it felt very futuristic, very cyberpunkish, but in today's time. So I really enjoyed that. I really liked that feel. The main part of this movie takes place in one night, pretty much, and that's when Joseph Gordon-Levitt teams up with Jamie Foxx, finally, which they sold it in the synopsis that they teamed up, but they don't team up pretty much till the end, till they're on the big-ass boat. That's when they team up. And all the people that work for the evil corporation, they already know what the superpowers are. So they pretty much have a pill on them at all times. They don't really use their guns. So one of the guys gets super strong. One of the guys has like, he breaks his bones out of his body, and we have like a Wolverine situation. Now, one little complaint I have about the movie is how Jamie Foxx talks about how the powers they get from the pills are based on animals. So some are. Some are based on animals. I guess you could say super strength. I guess you could say, you know, the guy who gets his bones out. There was a guy who broke his bones, literally, like you couldn't capture him if you wanted to, because he just broke his bones and got out of any situation. But then you have the people like Machine Gun Kelly, who caught on fire, and then you have like Casey Neistat's girlfriend in the movie, who literally froze. I don't know if that has to do anything with animals. Maybe it does. I don't know. So I don't know if that is really the situation. The camouflage, yeah, you know, with the octopus, that camouflages, stuff like that, but who knows? So it's just a little complaint, nothing big. But Jamie Foxx's power is based on the pistol shrimp, which is a shrimp that makes a sound so loud it kills its prey. How do I say this? The sound is so loud, it's louder than a gunshot. It's about 240 decibels, which is, in a gun, averages around 150 decibels. So just to compare it to a gun is, you know, much more higher than that. And that's what it kills its prey. So pound for pound, it's one of the deadliest animals on earth. Not for its size, but what it can do. So we see that at the end. The only time we get to see Jamie Foxx's powers at the end, which he's literally killing people left and right as he chooses, but it almost kills. I guess it's so powerful that it kills him as well. And that's not to be implied that Jamie Foxx doesn't have some type of superpower already, because his daughter, his own daughter, is the one with the power, which is not implied what power she has, but like I said, they're making the pill from him. So that's really cool. The whole big plot line with this film is that a corporation is trying to sell this pill that gives you powers for 5 minutes. And they used New Orleans as a testing ground, and they literally got dealers, like drug dealers, to sell this drug that gives you superpowers for 5 minutes. And word spread quickly. All the criminals knew about it, and it was an expensive pill, but the stuff they could do with it is amazing. But it's a risk you have to take. Now, that's what the whole thing is about. And they're trying to stabilize it to where it becomes a permanent effect. Once you take it, that's your superpower, which it will kind of suck if you have Machine Gun Kelly's power and you get stuck on fire for the rest of your life. So, but if it made you super strong for the rest of your life, you know, being able to take bullets for the rest of your life, stuff like that, that I understand. So for those people is worth it. So it's kind of like the government pretty much testing out these drugs on people, and they did it in a way illegally where the cops didn't even know about it. So that's the whole thing about this, but they shut it down pretty quickly. This movie could have been a show about, you know, yes, the pill that gives you powers, but, you know, like the good people using it for good and the bad people using it for bad, and you could have made good 3 or 4 seasons out of this, to where eventually, you know, you find the source of the power, or somebody has it permanently. You know, it could have been a good show. I don't mind the sequel. I think this movie deserves a sequel for the fact that it's such a big, big world. You know, what if they took the pills to some other cities? Or was it just New Orleans? Or, you know, what if you got superheroes running around in New York, in LA, in parts of Europe? That would have been a really, really cool thing. That would be a really cool thing to see if they will extend the universe. I wouldn't mind that at all. You know, just carry the pills with you, use them whenever. That I really like, if they would do that. I don't know if this is a one and done. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Jamie Foxx is great in it. I really enjoyed his performance. Dominique Fishback, oh my God. You know, I loved her rapping. I love that for the promo. I like that for the promos, they use her raps for the promos. I really enjoyed that instead of just using any music. So that was really cool about the movie. I really enjoyed this movie. Okay, so guys, this project cost $85 million to make. That's for everything, which is not bad for the size of this movie. You know, they did a lot of advertising. the good thing about Netflix is that they advertise their own movies, so they're already saving money there. Obviously, they advertise on all the major social media platforms and on YouTube, stuff like that. But on Netflix, you know, it's always good to save money when you go on Netflix and you see a trailer for the next big movie that's coming out. So that's really cool. And just word of mouth. Word of mouth, like my show, other people's show, Screen Rant, IGN. You know, they pretty much talk about the movie word of mouth again. So that's really cool. So 85 million to make. I don't know how to rank. I don't know how to rank how much money they made back. Now, because I'm shooting this on a Sunday, the full numbers of how many people saw Project Power this weekend are not going to come out till tomorrow. So I'll post that tomorrow on my Instagram page, which you guys need to follow. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. So like I said, we'll see how many people watched it, but people are already asking for a sequel. I'm one of them. You know, I'll sign a petition wherever. I hope they make it. I hope the directors make it. You know, maybe have Casey Neistat next time have a superpower. We'll see. But once again, I gave this movie a 78. Great action, great cinematography, good acting. Just lacked a little bit in story, but it felt a little bit rushed. So that's one of my problems with it. Again, Dominique Fishback, they didn't show her powers. They didn't utilize Joseph Gordon-Levitt as much as they should have. They gave him, you know, the role of, oh, he's a good cop. He's a moral cop. He's a cop that is always going to do good no matter what. He doesn't play by the rules. That type of cop, that's him. And he's just a fantastic actor. Little thing, it's stupid, but I noticed it. Dominique Fishback's character is named Robin. Joseph Gordon-Levitt played Robin. And Dominique Fishback will say, hey, I thought we were like Batman and Robin. So yeah, that was a cool little thing. I was like, and my wife was like, what? And I was like, Robin. But, you know, Robin. But yeah, guys, I really did enjoy the movie for what it was. You know, it's not like, it's a big movie to think about. It's a movie to sit down, relax, open a pack of beer, tequila, vodka, whatever, you know, whatever your poison is, and just sit back and enjoy it and watch Jamie Foxx be dope, even if they didn't use his powers at all. But if they do a sequel, he's going to be able maybe to control the powers more now that he has his daughter. Maybe we'll see more about what her power is, about what that is about. But, you know, thumbs up on this movie. Crank it up to a 10, whatever. 78 out of 100. Really, really good movie. Cinematography, A1. If I was just rating on cinematography, 100. But on story, 78. I'll give it a 78, which is a really passing grade. And I really enjoyed this movie. So, guys, thank you for watching this video. Next week, hopefully, I'm going to have another interview for you guys. I'll let you know, guys, who soon. I'm just working on the schedule and working on things. And, you know, please subscribe. We are, like I said, here on YouTube. We are here on Apple Podcasts. We are on Spotify. And, you know, any content or suggestions you guys have, you guys can, you know, email them to me. All right, guys.